retarded, but he just like to play games. And they've been playing games all their life, you know. Even I just say, yeah, that's all we do. See? And that's what men love to do, play games. I said, that's good. Keep on playing games with y'all self, boo. I said, because Fifi is exhausted, and you know what? She ain't even exposing nothing no more. Damn. I said, shit, you flat as a pancake, bitch. And I said, don't let her start talking about y'all raggedy asses around here. And I said, ain't that the motherfucking truth? That nigga had to overqualify to talk about himself. And I said, shit, that was a wake-up call for that nigga, boo. I said, don't we know it, baby? I said, transitioning is futile. And this nigga looking like, yeah, you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that for what? Nah, we ain't finna do your job, boo. And Grandma said, don't we know it? I said, I don't know what to say, but shit. She act like she don't know how to make that, but she don't. And I said, yeah, Google is right there, boo. And I don't know why she don't know how to make it, but she don't. And that's her truth. I said, yeah, all these spoiled ass brat motherfuckers, please. They can't say shit about these motherfucking G's that been through war, nigga. Shut the fuck up. God said, ain't that the truth? I said, oh, you got bowdy with your mama, but you can't get bowdy with a nigga, can you? And God said, that's what we know, too. I said, mama be all up in nigga faces, and you gonna come to your mama, nigga? I said, yeah. That's what that nigga did. And the video is exploding. When he see this video of him disrespecting his mama, and everybody gonna be like, nigga, you know what, I'll put some pee in your coffee. Grandma said, ain't that the truth? And then he ain't gonna want to eat and drink nothing but from his mama, boo. And I said, don't we know it? I said, shit, I gotta take care of myself even further. And that's what he gotta do. I said, you need to transition to pay attention to everything that's going on. Never leave anything up to chance or leave anybody up to taking care of you. And I said, they know that too. I said, this coffee like shit. I'm going to be amazing in about 3 minutes. Damn. And you going to be looking at me like, well, what was that before? Shit, ain't no telling. Even these dietitians be sitting up here like, yeah, I want to come and see who I'm feeding before I make their tray. And that's what people be doing, you know. I'm not